Okay, so I'm back to further discuss the music video for Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. I had stopped on this picture right here where she is portraying Elle Woods and the fact that, in Legally Blonde, she is this, dumb blonde who goes to Harvard and becomes this successful lawyer. So the book that she's actually holding here reads out as Immigration and Refugee Law and Policy. That is so strange to me. Why in the world would she be reading that, honestly? Does it have anything to do with maybe the current political climate? You would think, right? If you look off to the side here also, it's kind of alarming that she also has a book here about search and seizure. It feels a little bit like predictive programming, like they're trying to secretly tell us something. I mean, they know that millions of people are going to watch this video because that's what people do. So, and millions of people did. I think it got 10 million views in like 10 minutes or something. I'm not sure, but either way, this stuff is just weird. So, okay, that's what the book says. Moving on. This is a scene where she was doing the bend and snap, further portraying Elle Woods, because that's what Elle Woods is known for. So here I snapped this screenshot because not only does she have the eye, the turned eye, the vagina, the oval over here on the wall. It also has these circles inside of it. If you count them, there are, 8, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, there's 8. 8 is kind of the number of infinity, as well as the number of like rebirth and death, because it's infinity. It's always cycling. So here, what struck me really, actually, besides those two things, was the fact that her jaw and her jaw is so large. Like, she has such a large jaw for such a small person. It's just odd. You don't see this on females. You really don't. So jaw is very square. Mouth is very wide. Her jaw is so wide. Moving on. Again, they keep reiterating. They keep putting it in our faces. The dual colors, the both colors, the pink and the blue. So we have the dog in not only the attire of the clothing that they put the dog in, but the dog is also floating on 2 different floaties. This is weird, okay? This is just weird. So the pink and the blue, okay? I can't say it enough. It's even over here with the water cup. The water looks blue, the straw is pink. This is kind of her classic look that she likes to give us, this very sultry look she tries to play. She has no breasts. Very little breasts. She has a very bony chest. There's another music video where her chest is just so bony. It's just, I can't even wrap my mind around it. But, this is not to say that thin women are ugly or thin women are bad or thin women are anything, because all women, I think, are beautiful. And Ariana is beautiful too, but she's a liar. So that makes me think that she's not beautiful. And also, I think she really is dangerous, and I think that her whole dangerous woman thing is kind of a play on reality. I think she really is dangerous. Here's her flicking us off with both fingers. That actually is a symbol, a symbolic symbol that we don't know is actually a symbol, because it's so programmed into our brains that it's just, it's just fun, let's flick people off, But it has its own meaning. Here she is kissing the stomach of this fake pregnancy belly of one of the girls, who I guess she was on Victorious with. I don't know her name. The end of the video is Kris Jenner. I didn't notice that she has a love necklace on, but she says, "Thank you, bitch," "Thank you next, bitch," in this very weird voice. If you listen to the very end of the video, the music video, it's a very weird voice they do for her. So let's just kind of backtrack and go through all of the different people that she was portraying in this music video. First off, Regina George. And she has such similar features, actually, to Regina George. It's very strange. Look at these bony shoulders and these wide mouths and square jaws. And, you'd think maybe they're the same gender. They're just, that gender is not female. I mean, this is my thinking, okay? This is why I make these videos, because it's necessary to share this. Next one, Kirsten Dunst. Kirsten Dunst is a I think she's a pretty realistic woman. I really have always liked her. I've always been enamored by her. She's very charming. She's very charismatic, and she owns the screen. I mean, this woman has made, this person has made so many movies. I can't even keep track. But here, look at the boy at the very top here. Not the one that's in the actual movie, but the one that's in the music video. His jaw is very slanted. It's very downward sloping like a female's. So, and he also has very thick and puffy lips like females have. So this again is their take on what women and men should be doing, I guess, or do, or I don't know. I don't know what Bring It On was trying to do with this scene, but it's a scene that we all remember so vividly. But if you look here, the guy has slanted downward shoulders, and Kirsten Dunst does not. Hers are very straight and very protruding. Okay, this is her in the same type of attire with the turtleneck. As you can see, look at Kirsten's throat. Very distinct trachea hidden by the turtleneck. I'm learning that a lot of the clothing was actually placed as it is and made how it is, a lot of times for transgenders to hide the distinct markings that we would be able to decipher whether they are female or male by. So if we can't see their neck, how are we supposed to see their trachea or their Adam's apple or their lack of if they're female? You can't. It's for your mind it's an illusion. So yeah, very much an illusion. So here is again, look how similar they look as far as bone structure. Look at the shoulders, look at the chin. She looks so much similar to her, and it's because they're the same gender, and that's not female. Here's the picture of Elle Woods that we all know and love, where she is sunbathing, watching the guys play football, and she's got a blue bag next to her, all of her redness. So funny how they just strategically placed that there. I wonder why. There's actually a scene, I think, that may have been deleted where Ariana is dressed in this same kind of garb, but I don't think they used it for the video because I didn't see it anywhere. But this was always, I mean, look at her jaw. Look at her. This is an implant. These are jaw implants. Chin implants. These are chin implants. Look at her chin and how warped it is and how crooked it is. That's because she's had to grow into it her whole life, and it's probably not adjusted well, as we can tell here. Here is the back and forth of the dogs and them, and the similarities between their attire, what they're wearing. This is the one where she is showing where she's studying to take the test, that her LSATs, I think it was. So she's got the same type of clothing on for that. I went ahead and put that together so you could see how it resembles Alicia Silverstone, which I forgot to mention earlier is one of the ones that she's kind of emulating, I think, or paying homage to, because we see that in the clothing. Here is the back and forth of what the scene looked like in Legally Blonde. She's got the hair with the clips and the whatnot. This is they pretty much, I wouldn't say they nailed it, but they did pretty good job with finding the same style of clothing or making it. They probably, obviously had to make that. So I think they did a pretty good job at doing that, Here is the scene where Kirsten Dunst wakes up from her nightmare where she is naked. She actually has the bull behind her, which I think is funny. I hadn't noticed that previously, but she does have the Toro's bull behind her because of the horns. That's probably why they chose that, because of the horns. They love these horned creatures because it signifies man and beast becoming one for them. That's how they see it. And last but not least, we see Kris Jenner being Amy Poehler's character. Amy Poehler too. Let's not forget about her. She's also a transgender. She's just very good at her job. Very good at her job at hiding what she really is, as is Tina Fey. But there for another video, another time. So with that, people thought it was funny that she's kind of replaying what she did with Victorious, which if you go and replay that episode, it's a very sexualized episode where they're actually wearing like coats and then they like take off these coats and reveal these, sexy whatever. They're teenagers. This is a teenage movie. Teenage show Victorious was. As is Mean Girls is also a teenage movie, but that movie was all both of these, the show Victorious and the movie Mean Girls, they're both very sexualized. Apparently, people are also doing comparisons between Taylor Swift and Ariana for whatever reason, as if there should be a competition, which I don't think there should because they're both extremely popular. And Taylor Swift is also, she's part of the group. She's part of the transgendered group because she's in the spotlight and she's part of the bloodlines. So here's just a little meme that people put together. Instead of pitting Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande against each other, can we celebrate the fact that these talented women are breaking records one after another and not letting men breathe? What? Thank you, next. Not letting men breathe. Does that mean that they're killing them? Is that what that means? I mean, that's just my own thinking. I don't know who Taylor Swift has killed, but I can think one person that Ariana Grande probably, had a hand in. Here is the similarities between Regina George's character, Rachel McAdams, and Ariana. As you can see, straight shoulders, look at the collarbones, so very, very straight. Those legs, those long thighs. Ariana's tiny, but she does have all of the male features. One thing I thought was funny is that Ariana Grande loves to do her ears. She loves the ears thing. You can see her straight collarbone here, her clavicle. That's male. That's predominantly male. Look how wide that shoulder is. It doesn't dip off at all. It goes straight out. The ears. She loves the ears. She'll do anything with the ears on, no matter what it is. For me, I think it's also a replay of the peace sign, the double, the two, representing two ears, two genders, man and female, Baphomet. So look, who also does it? Regina George. Funny. Funny how that is. Maybe that's why they chose to do the Mean Girls movie. Maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's because she does the bunny ears too. And if you notice, she's doing her hand with the same symbol, the M, the Baphomet, the horns, the devil sign, the rock and roll sign. It's so many different names. But she's doing it right there with her right hand. Look at her. Not the one holding the cup, the other one. And you can see it right there. And also the person with the mask behind them, that kind of reminds me of Masquerade. The masquerade balls, sorry. The masquerade ball that these people do where they have basically sex parties, orgies, where they try and, summon spirits or whatever they try and do. I don't know. Elle also does the ears, remember? Look. And that's so similar to Regina George's costume, because that's what she's doing. She's doing a play on that, in a sense. So, which honestly, I don't know which movie came first. I think Legally Blonde came first, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look up that. But here we see her, Elle Woods, in the choker and the bunny ears. And she's kind of hunching, so her shoulders look a little closed in. But, yeah, the ears is what we're looking at here. Here we are watching the Toros do the Toros, the bull sign. Looky there. They're doing it right there. Look at them. They're all so happy, just doing those horns. Just raise them up. And Eliza Dushku is just like, should I do this or not? And then, of course, Kirsten Dunst encourages her to. So here's them, all of these transsexuals that we don't know are transsexuals. I assume it's the whole group. I mean, because if there's one, there's probably more. They travel in packs. There's the horns, the horned bull on the ground. I'm sorry, it painted, the painted symbol there. There's the symbol if you want to buy it on a shirt or what have you. You got the Rancho Carne Toros right there for you. Rancho Carne High School. Another similarity here is between her and Alicia Silverstone's character, where they like to, and Alicia Silverstone's character, Cher, is, that's one of her things. She actually points it out in the movie in Clueless and says, hey, if you want to have a boy think sexually about you or think about you naked, just put something in your mouth and it draws their eyes to your mouth and it makes them think about sex. So, what better way to do that than by sticking something in your mouth that is long and straight, like something else that we can obviously think of? It's a phallic symbol, okay? Phallic means penis, okay? Here's Kirsten Dunst's phallic symbol. It also can be a play on the fact that they are men turned into women, so they no longer have penises. So they have to implant the penis somewhere in the movie or the show or the video or what have you. So here it is. That's their penis. There's no other way to explain it. Other than that, I think that's the best way to explain it. Here's Kirsten Dunst's, her spirit stick, So this is a close-up of Reese Witherspoon as a child. And you can see how distinct her jawline is, just like Ariana's. Look at that square jaw. This is not feminine. These are not feminine features. Females have more narrow and more downward sloping jaws. They don't go out towards the ear. They really don't. So what I thought was funny is these little subliminal messages that we don't know are hidden in these movies. And this one is that the fact that Elle Woods is reading a magazine called Fox and Hound. Fox representing the female, Hound representing the male. They're saying that she is both. And I know what you're thinking. That's the smallest, ittiest, bittiest thing. Why would they put that there? It's because your brain is going to read it, but you're not going to. If that makes any sense. It's all subliminal. It's all subconscious. It's for your eyes and your brain to pick up, but the movie's moving so fast that you just move past it and you store it, but you don't think about it until maybe you look at it later and you really dive into the meaning behind what you're looking at. I wanted to show Alicia Silverstone's really straight shoulders, very straight shoulders. Here she is. I think she looks pretty manly in this shot. I mean, look at her arm and the flatness of her hips, the wideness of her shoulders, the predominance of her jaw. Looks pretty manly to me. Here she kind of looks like she has a little bit of a mustache starting, a little bit. I think she has a chin implant, so she's got that predominant chin, her tiny little upper lip, her big brows that they put on them to hide their distinct brow ridges, her wide eyes. Sorry. Here is Gabrielle Union and Kirsten Dunst with their very long, distinct shoulders, wide foreheads, tiny waists. It's all here. So let's pick this up again in a minute.